Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Healthcare Business Women's Women in Healthcare Give Back in our fireside chat today. At Women in Healthcare Give Back, or We Give Back, an affinity group of the Healthcare Business Women's Association, HBA, we develop bold and authentic women leaders by using giving back to our global communities and purpose-driven programming as a pathway to both growth and social impact. These are women leaders who want to give back by growing and lifting the world together. Our 2022 Give Back program is a partnership with the global nonprofit Women Deliver. Women Deliver hosts the world's biggest conference on gender equality and is seen as the global advisor and thought leader in this space, with a voice at the United Nations and with many organizations spanning the public and private sectors. Women Deliver leads a variety of programs to engage youth in making change in their countries, to elevate the Sustainable Development Goals, and to amplify the overall global movement for gender equality. Their signature triennial conference in 2019 saw over 8,000 attendees across 169 countries, including decision makers from civil society, governments, the private sector, and international agencies, alongside advocates, activists, and journalists to identify solutions and drive change. There were also 200,000 participants online and participating in satellite events across the globe. The images on the screen are from the global event. As part of preparation for the next Women Deliver Global Conference in 2023, Women in Healthcare Give Back is proud to be able to support the amazing work of Women Deliver by building satellite events to amplify the movement for gender equality in our 2022 program. As we think about innovation in healthcare, both today and tomorrow, it is all about optimally leveraging science and technology with deep subject matter expertise and the integration of art and science to find and curate, then communicate and share the insights that we learn across the journey. Worldwide, we have a shortage of people interested in STEM and STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. To stabilize our future talent pipelines, we need a variety of mechanisms to both create awareness and interest in the variety of roles and begin to provide technical and leadership skills needed to help hone our future STEM leaders, especially as these roles are evolving in healthcare. And as we are all aware, big data science is now everywhere, from recommending our songs and movies, to optimizing our businesses, to sequencing the human genome. Data and how it augments our work, our communities, and even our lives is growing exponentially. But our ability to capitalize and lead change with all of this data is not keeping pace. With rapidly changing, increasing shortages of data and analytics scholars, professionals, and storytellers, it's imperative that we invest in our future. Successes in our shared need for improved data and decisions will be even more dependent on increasing STEAM and particularly big data science leader diversity on multiple dimensions, such as classic demographics, including gender, race, ethnicity, age, religion, education, geography, but will also need to include other diversity and team dynamic dimensions, such as those now a part of an integrated design thinking, trust and inspiration, business culture, and change management. Today, in a fireside chat with Meera Puttaranjan and Beth Bauer, we are going to learn a bit more about one organization who's creating data excitement with young people today, Pittsburgh DataWorks. Pittsburgh DataWorks is a nonprofit driving momentum for creating leadership in analytics by engaging high school and university students across the field of big data. We'll learn how investing in this type of nonprofit cascades not only to improving equity and helping to shape our future leaders, but can also increase the trust in data that creates impact and shared value. Mira is Senior Director, Development Program Lead in Pediatrics at Bristol Myers Squibb, driving the development of the pediatric strategy for the hematology and cell therapy portfolios. Earlier in her career, Mira was a clinical scientist at Celgene, successfully leading the development and execution of clinical trials and also regulatory submissions. Mira is a longtime member of the HBA and currently the programming director for the Northern New Jersey HBA chapter. Beth Bauer. Beth is founder and CEO of Poisroy, a commercial life sciences data and insights consulting firm. Previously, Beth provided the vision and enablement for commercial data strategy at Merck and led advanced analytics and data science teams in support of rapid insights at scale. Beth's work today focuses on measurable, impactful, shared value via partnerships and collaborations. She is particularly passionate about reducing disparities in health and wealth through improved quality data usage and STEM education. Beth is a winner of the HBA's Spark Award for volunteering. So thank you to all of our fireside participants, and please don't forget to amplify our impact by posting on social media.
Hello everyone, my name is Meera Patrajan and today I will be moderating a short fireside chat with Beth Bauer to learn about how her volunteer work with Pittsburgh DataWorks is increasing equity in STEM education and also augmenting the leadership in healthcare, world of data, and the HBA. Beth, could you tell us a little more about yourself and Pittsburgh DataWorks?
Thanks so much, Meera. I'm very grateful to the HBA, to Women Deliver, and the HBA's We Give Back affinity group for being able to amplify this great work being done by Pittsburgh DataWorks. They're working to help increase equity and leadership in STEM and the business of healthcare. So I've spent about 30 years helping healthcare companies reveal and drive new opportunities through innovations with health data. And really, there's one thing that is absolutely clear. There is nothing as critical to healthcare and business alike as reducing the disparities and increasing equity. Helping to reduce these inequities is both the right thing to do and really smart business. I've also witnessed firsthand the positive impact that data analytics and technology can have, particularly when coupled with the hard work needed to reduce disparities in data and health literacy. We really need more and better data and analytics, and as it expands, we have a growing imbalance. There's really an increasing shortage of data scientists and analytic leaders to help work with all of this data. So one of my main goals is to help expand the data literacy and the data and analytics capabilities in companies, communities, and even with individuals. Again, I'm so grateful to HBA and We Give Back and their partnership with Women Deliver to have the opportunity to highlight Pittsburgh DataWorks' mission.
So could you expand on the Pittsburgh DataWorks mission that you just mentioned, Beth?
Absolutely. So they're really looking to help provide an environment that is an energizing space to share curriculums for different communities that provides high school students, college students, and professionals a forum that they call the Data Jam to be able to interact and get excited about what can be gleaned from data, how to be able to find data assets, clean data assets, and then really begin to put that together into data stories. And then they can actually also learn what occupations exist in the real world, what people do with data in their careers.
That is an amazing initiative. Could you tell us how you first got involved in the Pittsburgh DataWorks?
Yeah, it's really interesting, Meera. One of my college friends, Brian McDonald, had told me that he and a few other Pittsburgh-based software and data scientists from IBM, PPG, Oracle, Teradata, as well as faculty from the University of Pittsburgh and Carnegie Mellon University had come together to create a high school data science competition. Their goal was to begin to inspire these high school youth to enter and lead in the fields of data science and big data. They wanted them to be able to better understand the roles and become aware of how big data plays a part in their everyday lives. Basically, they wanted to build a pipeline of youth who are interested in and trained for the data science of our future. So during the pandemic, Pittsburgh DataWorks actually expanded very rapidly because of their ability to go remote, and they needed new data scientists to help judge. I got to participate as a judge, and from the first high school presentation that I saw, I was absolutely hooked. These presentations even rivaled some professional analytic presentations. Their data storytelling and their ability to actually get into the quality aspects of data usage and how they began to use analytics to then tell the story, convey their insights and findings, it was absolutely amazing. So Brian introduced me to Dr. Judy Cameron, who is at the University of Pittsburgh neuroscientist and the champion of the Pittsburgh DataWorks nonprofit. In collaboration with Judy and We Give Back, I've started to be able to connect healthcare companies, data businesses, and academics with this program because everyone is interested in increasing data science and improving equity in STEM and data education.
This is really interesting because big data is where the world is going, and understanding and learning early, in terms of how to do the data analysis, learning about the data and data analysis is important, like you said. But you also mentioned about Dr. Cameron, and I know like you brought a clip of her. Could you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, thanks so much. So here I have Dr. Cameron speaking with one of the mentors who are a college mentor who helps with the program. And they're going to share with us a little bit about what the high school students get out of the program. So here we go.
I feel really good about the Data Jam because I think it has something to offer every single high school student. And we've had a wide variety of high school students get involved in the Data Jam. Some of them want to go on into math and statistics, computer science. They're very oriented toward data analysis. But others are really interested in understanding the big picture. And data has a lot to tell you about the world and the big picture.
So that is very interesting. So what I heard is both you and Dr. Cameron mentioned about Data Jam and how important that is for the student. So what exactly is Data Jam and how does this really improve equity in leadership?
So the Data Jam is a very exciting, fast, competitive environment that mimics the real-world problem solving through a project approach. Being able to have students begin to think about what kinds of problems they would like to tackle, how they can obtain the data to be able to answer those questions, use data science tools, apply critical thinking, then learn the fine art of being able to go from a problem to action statement. They want to be able to find and integrate all of these disparate data assets, then analyze the data, visualize it, tell a story with the data. And finally, they need to be able to address the impact that will be had from the analysis that they've created. So these presentation and analytic tools and 21st century skills really allow the teams to create and present their posters in this live competition in front of real data scientist judges, similar to how they would in a future real-world data science role. They also have a multi-tiered approach to this network. So the high school students, the teams work with both their high school teacher and a college student mentor who provides them this curriculum. And then together they present in this real-world data science role to the judges. So what ends up happening is the totality of this program is a wonderful, mutually beneficial, balanced mix of education, leadership training, networking, teamwork, cross-functional engagement, and of course, data and analytics in this real world experience. And then of course, there's the emotional excitement of the competition. I have a clip, if it's okay, to share of a mentor who describes a bit of the Data Jam, and let's take a fast-paced look.
Sure.
The Pittsburgh Data Jam is an annual event put on by Pittsburgh DataWorks and the University of Pittsburgh Science Outreach Program. Any high school can form a team or multiple teams of 5 to 10 students, and through the guidance of Data Jam mentors from the University of Pittsburgh, use the power of big data to answer a research question of their choosing. Past projects have answered any question from what factors influence standardized test scores in Pittsburgh to the effect of social media on birth and divorce rates. After following the year-long process of choosing data sets, analyzing data, and effectively communicating their findings with help and support from Data Jam mentors at every step of the way, teams will then put together a final poster presentation for the annual Data Jam finale, where they'll present their hard work in front of a panel of professional data scientists. Although the results of these projects are oftentimes incredibly interesting, the real goal of the Data Jam is to introduce high school students to the potential of big data and data science.
Wow, the mentor seems to be so excited. It looks like such an engaging competition. Tell me, how does Pittsburgh DataWorks go further and help reduce the inequities in the STEM education?
That's a great question. So one of the main pillars of the Pittsburgh DataWorks is really to bring this program into schools who have less resources, such as marginalized communities. That's part of why they're expanding now. They've created a ready-made curriculum that they provide to high schools who are willing to participate. And then they provide support and resources through the mentoring program to be able to ensure that they have the right tools available to them, the different access to data assets that they need to go find, helping to formulate the questions, et cetera. So Pittsburgh DataWorks provides these college student mentors by having right now University of Pittsburgh mentors, but they're expanding into additional universities to help encourage and relate to the high school students, right? By having that one-on-one college to high school student, they're actually able to stir more interest where it might not have existed before. How about we take a look at a Data Jam finale where a college mentor actually describes the project of a rookie team?
Sure.
Go to our next poster, which is from one of our new teams in central Pennsylvania.
Yeah, so we were really excited to get Central Dauphin High School to participate in the Data Jam. They're not in the Pittsburgh area, which is just really exciting to expand further into Pennsylvania, and also as we're getting new teams from elsewhere. So for Central Dauphin, Tiffany, Matthew, and Jacob, they worked to forecast COVID-19 infections and vaccinations in Pennsylvania. So they started by forecasting infections, and with that, they were able to create a base model. And then they had an initial hypothesis that their model would be successful, and that future data points that came in as time went on would adhere to that model. However, they ended up rejecting their null hypothesis and finding that there was a strict or big deviance on March 5th. Specifically, they looked into that and they attributed it to a change in behavior, such as changes in mask mandates, as well as less people becoming vaccinated and boosted. You can see their model in the top section of their poster. They then moved on to look at forecasting vaccinations. So for this, they used a sophisticated statistical process of Markov chains, which as a junior in college, I just learned about this year. So I was really impressed that they used Markov chains. And so they used the Markov chains to predict vaccination rates, specifically moving from being unvaccinated to being vaccinated and then onward to being boosted. And again, they saw a deviance on March 5th. And they're now looking into predicting even beyond the scope of this project and just predicting into the future to see what else they can see with vaccination rates and infections. And they just did a really good job of using really sophisticated statistical processes.
Wow, that is very exciting. So the high school students are not only learning to collect data and do research, and they use the tools they're also using sophisticated methods, sometimes not even yet taught in the college. So from what I heard, this team's project about COVID and vaccination rate assessment is something that we from healthcare, can always relate to. So did I get this right, that the Pittsburgh DataWorks provides both the curriculum and the mental resources, plus helping with both the technical and the change management challenges?
That's exactly right. So another big part of the change management of how people are thinking about data is that there needs to be excitement. So they're creating the excitement that is so critical to enabling future innovations with data, getting people excited about understanding all of the different aspects that go into the creation of insight making. So the students are then also judged by these data jam professional data scientists and data strategists. So they become exposed to the different types of people, the different topics, all the different roles that are involved. And then they meet these real people who make a living by creating insights. So the students get really jazzed to also see that the problems that they were interested in better understanding, those are the questions that they went after, actually they end up meeting professionals who work in these areas. And that makes them even more interested in understanding how work that they can do can create a means for them to be paid and linked to a future career and feel that they have work with purpose, right? So they can connect their interests with data and then with the careers that eventually will lead them to hopefully become the data scientists of our future. So through all of this, they're essentially eliciting more students to become interested in what can be revealed through data and analytics, regardless of that underlying topic. And the Pittsburgh DataWorks is then helping to fuel this future talent pipeline with all of these resources.
What a way to motivate these young students, young minds, and not only that, train them for future, where the big data is going to be a big part. So as we expand the data and analytic talent pipeline, how do you expect this program will impact the local communities, Beth?
So we know that getting more people comfortable with data and analytics is going to provide immediate payback to communities and companies. But marginalized communities in particular have kind of shied away from data and analytics, and particularly gender parity, right? We've had such a dearth of women in analytics. So increasing the gender equity in the analytic talent and then improving our equity across all of these dimensions of diversity, we're also improving data literacy across the board. Improving that data literacy and comfortability with data, there's numerous studies that show how that's directly related to being able to have communities have improved economic development and innovations at the local level. We see this impact no matter the community type that we focus on, right? Whether that's geographical communities, small towns and big cities, or communities of industry, big and small companies, nonprofits, government, even for ourselves. So it's really impactful across the board for people to become more comfortable with data because, quite frankly, data is everywhere.
Yeah, we are certainly looking forward to increasing the gender equity and data literacy across the spectrum of healthcare and business. So tell me, you mentioned about the Pittsburgh DataWorks expansion. How are they looking to expand?
They are looking to expand across Pennsylvania and then locally here in New Jersey with the Passaic Academy. And that actually happened this past year. The Passaic Academy had several teams, and then they're looking to have a further expansion into 2023, essentially through working with Caldwell University. And let's hear a little bit about how Dr. Cameron describes how the New Jersey expansion got started.
Okay.
In 2022, we received a pilot grant from the National Science Foundation-funded Northeast Big Data Innovation Hub in New York to expand the Data Jam to other states. One of those states was New Jersey. 3 teams from Passaic Academy of Science and Technology in Passaic, New Jersey, participated in the 2022 Data Jam, mentored by University of Pittsburgh Data Jam mentors by video conference. In the coming year, we hope to form a Data Jam node in New Jersey.
As you can see, Caldwell University is going to begin working in conjunction with Pittsburgh DataWorks, and will bring this Data Jam node into New Jersey so that they can advance STEM initiatives in the high schools in their New Jersey area, as well as create other partnerships that will help to strengthen Caldwell students' understanding of STEM and research opportunities.
So how can our HBA members and their companies help with this program expansion?
So through the work of We Give Back, right, being able to amplify this message, any companies can reach out to the We Give Back program or anyone in the HBA. So companies, universities, high schools, anyone who is interested can connect with us through the We Give Back amplification. And if they're interested in participating or helping to support the Pittsburgh DataWorks expansion, or even if they're just looking to create or have their students become more aware of data science, that would be phenomenal. So they can contact anyone, go to the URL at the end of our fireside chat, and we'll get you connected.
Switching gears a bit, can you share how working with Pittsburgh DataWorks and We Give Back has helped you personally to grow as a leader while also improving gender equity?
So it's really been truly amazing, Mira, how the more you give, the more you attract what you give. So through the work with We Give Back and Pittsburgh DataWorks, I've had the opportunity to connect with various experts and other like-minded individuals who are interested in furthering getting youth more interested in data and data science. Through this program, I've had to also put myself out there to meet a lot of new people and organizations who are interested in helping. And I've had to make my first fireside chat here today. So all of these leadership skills, right? Networking, media, cold calling, leading without authority with new teams, they're all critically important to be able to drive value within healthcare and business. And with this dearth of women in data and STEM, and working with Pittsburgh DataWorks and We Give Back, it's helped provide a means to be able to gain more girls and young women mentors to be excited about data and to be able to further fill the gaps that we have in having people work in data and science. So even the established leaders, everyone, the young, the established leaders, encouraging everyone to begin to learn from each other and to begin to fill those gaps toward gender parity. It's been an amazing opportunity. This works also allows people to begin to interact with both the youth thoughts of tomorrow, along with how people have been working in these occupations for their entire careers. And that really allows everyone to grow, both in their leadership and through data and science. So on a personal level, this has also been amazing because through this work, both with HBA and Pittsburgh DataWorks, I've now been invited to join the Pittsburgh DataWorks Advisory Board. And I couldn't be more thrilled to be able to help with this expansion, both into New Jersey and across the United States.
Wow, congratulations, Beth.
Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you actually for sharing your experience. And I have learned so much about the Data Jam Pittsburgh DataWorks, its expansion in New Jersey, and how it's increasing the equity in STEM education. It is good for healthcare and for businesses, and also good for rising leaders to participate for both their personal and professional goals.
Thank you so much, Mira. It truly has been a pleasure to work with you and such a talented group of women in the We Give Back affinity group.
So thank you to you, and thank you to everyone who's listening this fireside chat. And I have one request: please amplify our impact by sharing it on the social media. Thank you.
Thank you so much.